Welcome to Auto Glass Digest. I'm Jamie Browning. You are here for the first installment of Social Media Monday. We announced the schedule a couple weeks ago. This is actually the first Monday that we've been in town to do this, so we wanted to jump right in. We reached out to our social media followers. We asked them if they had a question for us, more specifically myself, anything related to the auto glass industry. We had a pretty good reply ratio. We definitely can't get to them all right now. I will work on this. I appreciate everyone that submitted questions. One day this week, I'm going to hit the email. I will answer those for you. A lot of shy people, they didn't want to give up their name and business, but we have one brave soul out of the questions that I selected, and he has 3 questions, so I'm going to answer all 3 since he jumped in there, allowed us to use his name and business. I think some people may be a little bit shy on that, so they'll come around once they see everything's cool. We're not here to get you in trouble. So let's jump right in. Let's see here. First one up is, let's see, what would be the best advice for a small glass company? Well, I think I have a few different answers for this one. I think it's very important that you get certified from your adhesive manufacturer, whether you're a small company, a medium company, or a large company. That's extremely important. It's one of the most important aspects of installing auto glass. You want to stay current with your certifications with whatever adhesive you are using. If you were certified a while back and you think you're good to go, I think it's best contact your adhesive manufacturer, ask them if they ask them if they have any current certification or if the last one that you completed was the most up to date. So very important if you're installing glass. And here's another thing. I'm gonna jump ahead a little bit, but customer service representatives, whoever's answering your phone, get certified also. When someone calls you, you want to sound like you know your products and the industry. This could be a huge difference between how many, what your conversion rate is. You certainly want to get as many jobs as you can, and people, you're the front line of the business. So I'm going to just jump ahead on the best advice for small glass companies. Customer service representatives are often overlooked as part of the industry. Customer service representatives are very important. They're just as important as the technician. Yes, I said it. You can't have a good technician if you can't get the work to them, and you can't have a good customer service representative is no good without a good technician. So they really work good together. So anyway, let me jump back. So if you're a customer service representative, ask your boss, or if you are the boss, get certified with the adhesive manufacturer also. You want to be knowledgeable on your product. You want to present to the customer that you are very confident in the services that you provide. So definitely do that. My last piece of advice would be, don't be on social media and forums complaining about someone else taking your work. This may not be a popular answer, but get out there. I think my granddad used to say, pound the pavement. Get out there, walk, visit everyone. You're usually the local guy, so or a gal. So get out there, visit people. Whatever your target market is, be it body shops. Some places you're not allowed to visit insurance agents. If you are, visit them. Car dealerships, anywhere. I mean, it's the automotive industry. Anyone's a potential customer. Always walk around with business cards. Uh, you know, Everyone you meet that's of age to drive is a potential customer. So get out there, promote yourself, do your thing. Don't worry about the other guys. Focus on you, providing your customers with a great service. And trust me, the business will come. All right, moving on to the next one. Let's see here. Okay, so this one's a little bit edited. The biggest mess up I have ever had on a car. We had to edit that one a little bit. But okay, so the biggest mess up I guess I have ever had on a car would be the first piece of auto glass I installed by myself. And that was a rear window, I believe, on a Buick Century. It was like the older, this was in like 1991. It's like the small four-door. The back light was pretty much vertical. It sat in like straight. So I installed it. They came back, I don't know, 30 minutes, an hour later, and the glass was stuck on their trunk. It was held in by one of the defroster wires and the butyl tape kit, which for all you old schoolers, you know what that is. If you don't know what it is, just Google it. It's really messy stuff that used to be common in the auto glass industry for installations. So they came back like 30 minutes later, whatever, and their glass was stuck on their trunk. And if you ever want to feel like a complete idiot, just let someone come back and their window has completely blown out of their car. And this was obviously before all the huge emphasis on safety. I want to say, I'm not completely sure, but I think a butyl tape kit, you would just roll it around the glass. I think it had, I think it held about 20 psi. I'm not completely sure on that. I think that's a pretty good guess on that. So not a lot of strength there to keep it in place. And that was actually probably the best thing that could have. I was so embarrassed about that that I started reading. I started doing research. I started practicing. I was really concerned on not having that happen again. That was like the worst feeling ever. Not to mention a huge mess to clean off of the car in South Carolina. It was like 94 degrees that day. So yeah, that was the biggest mess up I have ever had on a car. And I think it kind of set me in the direction of trying to associate myself with companies that focused on safe installations more so than how many jobs you could do per day. So I think early on I was fortunate and tried to guide myself in the direction to be aligned with companies like that. So yeah, that's my biggest mess up. All right, now on to the brave soul. His name is Justin Durst, and he is with Durst Auto Glass. So he is new to the industry. If you see him out there on the Auto Glass Tech group on Facebook or something, say hi. He is new to the industry, and I think he's already on a good track because he's asking questions. He's not trying to learn this stuff on his own. He's asking some of the right questions, and that's definitely a sign of someone that will probably be successful in this industry. I learn something new every day, so asking questions, that's really the only way you're going to learn. So Justin, he wants to know, urethane on the glass or urethane on the car? I think this has been a very good question for a very, very long time. Uh, this is a very, very good question. All right, so I will answer this as simply as I can so I can spend more time on the other two questions that you have. So, Justin, this is my thought. Uh, in the United States, it seems to be more common to run the adhesive on the pinch weld. Um, with my experience and what I've seen in, say, Europe, they like to run it on the glass. Uh, there's no wrong or right way. Uh, I have been in vehicle manufacturer facilities and they run it on the glass, but they also have a robot that's doing it within 1/10 of a millimeter, so it's pretty accurate. I personally, and this is not necessarily the correct answer because, like I said, on the glass, on the car, it's whatever you're comfortable with. There is no wrong or right way. I prefer to run it on the car. I like to see exactly where the factory adhesive was ran and try to duplicate that process, replicate it. So there's your answer. I think you're going to find a majority of the people in the United States are running it on the pinch weld. So no wrong way or right way on that one. What's the best way to advertise? Well, that's going to depend on your budget. So if you're like most of us that started our own glass companies back in the day or today, and your budget was really small, go for any free avenue that you can. Sometimes people make fun of companies that are on Craigslist. As far as I know, I haven't been on there for a while. I saw some stuff come through news feeds that say maybe they're charging. I think maybe that's for just employment though. So if Craigslist is free, put an ad on there by all means. It doesn't cost you anything, free advertising. Social media, another free avenue for advertising. Get your Facebook page going, Twitter, whatever else. I only have Facebook and Twitter. Until I get a social media manager, I'm not jumping into Instagram, although we do have the page. It's just not active. And all of the other ones. I'm pretty heavily involved in LinkedIn, but probably not going to be a revenue to get retail auto glass from. So yeah, all the free stuff. And by free, I mean Craigslist, social media. This isn't completely free. It may cost you a little bit to print some stuff up. Use your printer at home, or if you have it in the budget, go to a major retailer of office supplies. Have them print out 100 flyers or something, and any business that'll let you put it on their wall, go put it on their wall by all means. Call your friends, your relatives. Say, hey, I'm just wanted to let you know I'm doing this now. Please, if you hear of anybody, put your business cards anywhere they'll let you put a business card. Put a business card. There are, hundreds of ways of free advertising. You just have to be aggressive and go and get that. So yes, best way to advertise. I'm assuming your budget may be small since you're starting off. If you have a large budget, hire an advertising company. Let them do it. You focus on the business and the installation and training yourself properly. Let them do it. But I'm just going off the assumption that you may be a little sensitive on the budget. So many free ways out there. Email me. I'll go over that with you in more detail. Let's see. How does someone get set up to do insurance work? This is a very good and very important and also a little bit controversial question. So let me try to tackle this one as best I can. Uh, okay, so the short answers are, without getting into the politics of it, you can contact the insurance companies. They are going to be a member of a third party administrator. Ask them what the qualifications are to get on their list, use their network. It's pretty simple. Depending on who the insurance company is, you know the it's all different. Some require this, some require that, some are very easy to get into, some are a little more difficult. So that's one way of doing it. The other way is you can direct bill the insurance company. Um, this may take you a little more time to figure out how to do this correctly. Um, so, yeah, you can become a member of a third party administrator, or you can direct bill them yourself. So, if you want to go the third party administrator route, call up all the large insurance companies and tell them you want to be a provider of auto glass services. What do you need? They're usually pretty easy to work with. They'll usually send you a fax or an email, give you a list of everything that you need to have. You'll fill that out, satisfy their request, and you're on the list. You'll sign a contract, essentially, to set pricing, and go from there. So if you want to know more about the direct billing or third party administrator, um, I'll email you. We messaged a little bit on social media earlier. I'll send you a couple links that will give you some information on either topic. So, okay, I'm gonna let you go. I'm not gonna keep you around much longer. I'll get you out of here. We have a lot of great stuff coming up. If you didn't catch the Corning Gorilla Glass event in New York City, check that out. That was just on the website last week. This week, we're going to have some of the coverage from Detroit for Automotive Glazing USA 2017. Great event. Lots of technology there. My head wanted to explode. I was like a kid in a candy store. I was just talking to everyone. It was hard for me to do my job covering the event, but I worked it out, so everything came out great. We are adding the product reviews, the weekly newscast, the podcast, social media Monday, lots of scheduling. We're going to satisfy all those obligations when we can if we're out of town on the road. Obviously, I'm probably not going to be able to make that happen. However, we are going to start being a little more involved on live feeds for Facebook and Twitter. So we gave that a pretty good run up in Detroit. It seemed to be successful. I think we had a problem with I think it was Facebook on one of them, but we simulcast with Facebook and Twitter at the same time. Twitter looks like they have a pretty good feed, so their feed worked out pretty well. But we're going to be doing a lot more on social media, especially live. So follow us on Twitter, Facebook. Help us get those numbers up. We need some followers. They're doing pretty good, actually, the last month. I mean, we've gained a lot of traction, but we can always use one more. So find us on Facebook, Twitter. And that link, again, will be right here. So check us out. I'm Jamie Browning, Auto Glass Digest. Thanks for watching Social Media Monday. We will see you later on in the week and back here again next Monday.